I was a bit confused. We didn't have any final exams. Masters in engineering, MN does not have any scholarship. So for Guelph, for master students, there are no career fairs over here. In Canada or in North America, they give more priority to the people who are doing research. A lot of tier and RA opportunities. In order to survive, you at least need $500 to $600. Yeah. More than 10,000 applicants for 120 seats in all the universities. So it's a cutthroat competition and it's not easy to get in.
Hello everyone, welcome to College Dunya Study Abroad. My name is Anshika and today we have with us Ugam, who is pursuing his MN in Computer Engineering from the University of Guelph, Canada. Hi
Yes.
Ugam, welcome to the channel.
Hi, Anushka. How are you?
I'm good. So can you just begin by quickly introducing yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Ugam Thakkar, obviously, and I came to Canada in University of Guelph in January 2023. That is my first semester, and my course is Master of Engineering in Computer Engineering. There are two more other courses which are available for masters, that is MSc and MASc. Both of those courses are research based. My course is coursework, that is project based.
Yeah.
Right. It is so well applying to University of Guelph. I was confused a bit about how you can complete your masters because whenever, like, if you get into the university, you will get an offer letter where it says the time length is 6 semesters, but that is the maximum time length you can complete your masters in. Actually, you can complete in 2 years, like 2 semesters, 3 semesters. They don't mind, but maximum time you have is 6 semesters.
Okay.
So if you want to get a work visa of 3 years in Canada, you have to study minimum for 16 months. That is 1.5 years.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
So as for when you started applying, before that, did you have any work experience and when did you graduate
Yeah.
your undergrad?
So I graduated from my undergrad in 2022 in June, and by that time I had almost 2 years of experience because I was working full time during COVID, and after that I had a final year internship in Mumbai in a startup for 4 to 5 months, and then I worked at another company as a software. All of these were for software engineering. So I worked at another company from August to December before coming here as a software engineer there too. So almost 2 years of experience before coming over here.
Mm-hmm. That's great. So what were the colleges that you applied to? Were you just looking at Canadian university, or you were also looking at, say, UK or US?
No, I was specifically looking for Canadian universities as I have my real sister over here and other family members too. So my first preference was Canadian universities. And talking about the list that I applied to, so I targeted mostly the top universities, starting from University of Toronto, Waterloo, McGill, McMaster, Western, British Columbia, and Guelph. I also applied to a few other universities, Windsor, Ontario Tech, York. Yeah. So this was my list. It all depends on the CGPA you have in India, CGPA or GPA, and the IELTS score. But even though they tell you that this is the only criteria they look forward to before you get your application successful, like you get into the university. Yeah, but that's not the case because there are more than 10,000 applicants for 120 seats in all the universities. So it's a cutthroat competition and it's not easy to get in. Talking about my scores, it was 9.3 CGPA and 8 overall in IELTS. So I was pretty confident that I can get in. I got into Windsor, Ontario Tech, York, University of Guelph.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe there was no application fee because you applied to a lot of universities, and in Canada.
No, actually, there is an application fee for every university. It varies from $120 to $150.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot actually.
Yeah. So out of the admits you got, the universities you just named, why did you choose the University of Guelph over the others?
So for while I was reviewing, I was a bit confused what are the universities mainly famous for. There is a very thin line of division between these universities. University of Toronto, Waterloo, McGill, McMaster, all of them are famous for their computer or engineering based. But York, Brock University, and some other universities are majorly based on business side. So my preference was more towards York, but then I had a chat with a few students over there in York on LinkedIn, and they told me the same, that it is more business based. And a few of my other relatives and friends over here, they told me that University of Guelph is one of the topmost ranked for computer science and computer engineering. So that's why I chose this university.
Got it.
Yeah.
And so what was the application process like? Do you not have to give any GRE or anything, just IELTS and the GPA?
Oh yeah, you don't have to give GRE. It's only IELTS or TOEFL and your GPA.
Okay, perfect. And then the typical one SOP, 2 or 3 LORs?
Yeah, a single SOP and 3 LORs, yeah.
Okay, perfect. So the course you are doing is MEng degree. I also am pursuing an MEng from Virginia Tech. So I know it's more of a course based, does not have to do anything with the thesis or any of the research work, which I think is more efficient in the way that we just complete our courses and we get into the industry really quick.
Yeah, definitely. So after coming over here, I realized that both of it has its ups and downs. My inclination towards research increased after coming over here because I came to realize that people in Canada or in North America, they give more priority to the people who are doing research, because R&D is a special area for every company over here. So the only issue with getting into like thesis-based programs over here is that you have to get a professor. Like you have to do it under a professor, and getting a reference from a professor, it takes a lot of time. You have to apply really early. You have to convince him that you want to work with him, and it's a long process.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Also, is the duration the same, or the students who pursue a research have a longer term in like, because they have to complete some research credits?
No, the length is more or less the same. It's like they have to, for the final semester, they have to submit a research project instead of like a thesis paper, instead of doing some courses. So they have a certain number of courses to be completed before before they graduate. Same for us, but for their final semester, they have to submit a research paper. Yeah.
Got it. And how many courses do you have to complete over the course of whatever 16 months or however you try to complete the degree?
Yeah, so for my course, we have to complete a total of 9 courses, and out of that, 5 should be your core computer engineering courses or whatever you choose, and 4 has to be elective.
Okay.
Yeah,
so are there any concentration?
Yeah.
Are there any concentrations for the compulsory courses?
No, you can choose from a variety of courses. It all depends on what do you prefer, what do you want to pursue over the time. So there's no compulsion.
Okay, got it. And do you have any projects that you have to complete towards the end, or it's just completely course?
No, we have to, like, this was my first semester. I completed it a week ago. So for the final week, we didn't have any final exams. It was just we had to submit a project. My first semester courses were machine learning, optimization techniques, and an elective entrepreneurship. So for machine learning, for all of them, I had to submit a project. So like it was a timeline of 4 months, and extensively we had to submit the proposal, the reports, the code, everything like in a week or so.
Got it. So each of the subjects has its own project, and then it's not a different capstone or something like that. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the tuition fee for the whole course?
So the tuition fee is approximately around $40,000 for 16 months. For this university, it does not depend on the number of courses you take in a semester. For other universities, they charge you depending on the number of courses you have taken. And the good part here is that if you want to drop any course, like when the semester is ending, then you can do that, but they won't charge you any fees for that. If you do it after the preferred date, like the date which has been told that you cannot drop it after that, then you will be charged definitely.
Okay.
But overall, it's $40,000, and they prefer that you pay the fees for 1 year together. That is $30,000 to $31,000 approximately.
Got it.
Yeah.
So are there any scholarships that you get with the admit? Someone who applies early, are there any scholarships available?
No. So unfortunately for masters in engineering, MNG does not have any scholarship. MSc and MSc do have scholarships.
Okay. So what are the part-time options available for you? I know Canadian students can work anywhere, but are there any opportunities on campus? Do you get TA or RA?
Yeah, so there are numerous opportunities, honestly, more than I thought about. So on campus, there are a plethora of opportunities. You can apply to more or less the number of openings that come on to the university website. You can apply to any of them. There's no criteria that you have to be a student, but there are no exceptional criteria for that. And depending, if you don't apply to the university or you don't get into the jobs at university, then there are other opportunities like Walmart and some local stores. Basically, you'll get a job. You don't have to worry about that.
Got it. So where did you work part-time and how much did it pay on an hourly basis?
Yeah, so as soon as I landed over here, within a week, I had a job at Walmart. I had a couple of references over there. So it has been 4 months that I'm working still at Walmart. I did apply to the university job postings, but they start from summer and fall and winter.
Got it.
So for the upcoming semester, I may shift over to that because working in the university is preferable doing part-time over part-time anywhere else, right?
Sure.
So working at Walmart, it all depends on the number of hours you do. For us, based on our visa, we can do anywhere more than 40 hours or close to 40 hours. So my bi-weekly number of hours are around 55 to 60, and it pays well for my rent and for groceries and everything else.
Okay. So what are the expenses, as you just mentioned, groceries?
Yeah.
How much do you pay like on a monthly basis?
So for us, we are actually 8 students. We are living in a semi-detached house. So our rent is 3,400 approximately, and it's basically 380 without utilities for my rent. And if we consider the utilities, then it's around $50 to $60 every single month. Yeah.
It's around $450 Canadian.
Yeah, it's 430, 450. Yeah, max 450 definitely. And yeah, apart from that, the groceries come down to, as we are 8 of us, the groceries come down to, I guess, $100 to $120 every single month. So in order to survive, you at least need $500 to $600. Yeah.
So do you have a single room or it's a shared room?
No, actually it's a shared room. It's a room with, it's a house with 3 rooms, a master bedroom and 2 smaller rooms. So there are 4 of us in the master bedroom and other 4 in the 2 different rooms, and there are 3 bathrooms, so it's a pretty big house. Yeah.
Okay, but then 4 people in one room is a little, I mean, it's a little expensive looking at one person giving around $400 for.
Yes, definitely. So the only thing I think over here is overrated is the rents, because if you try to get a solo room, it will cost you starting from like $700. So like for me, that's a lot, and I do prefer my private space, but paying $700 without a job, it's not recommended. And even if you have a job, it's very expensive.
Yeah. So the normal housing cost is $700 for a single
solo room. Yeah, and if you try to share it with a single person or 2 person, it will come down to $400 or $500 every single month.
Got it.
Yeah.
So, okay, so then you work at Walmart, and then you're still looking for jobs on campus because obviously those require less physical work, and it's
definitely.
Are there any TA or RA opportunities, as I pointed out? Because I believe those would be paying more than the other jobs at campus, but I might be wrong here.
No, there are definitely a lot of TA and RA opportunities actually. So for Guelph, it goes in this way. If you have already studied a subject in your undergrad or in your master's, then you can be a teaching assistant or a research assistant. Um, the they pay you around $8,000 to $12,000 over a span of 4 months, which is a lot compared to your part-time, right? And you can be the teaching assistant of undergrad students over here or grad students too. But you cannot get the teaching assistant or research assistant in the first semester. It starts from second and third semester and goes on.
Got it. Makes
Yeah.
sense. Because obviously people are new and they need to get used to the pattern and everything.
Yeah.
It's more reasonable. Okay. So as this is your first semester, I doubt you'd had any opportunities to attend any networking events or career fairs, but do you have any information about how they go about these and are they really helpful for students?
So for Guelph, for master students, there are no career fairs over here. You have to, like, whenever you graduate, you have to look for a job either on the university website or over LinkedIn. So that's the only down part I think we have over here. And the other thing which is a disadvantage is that for this course, Masters in Engineering, you don't have a co-op. If you have a co-op, that's very helpful, so you can get a job very easily after the co-op. But for this course, Master in Engineering, you don't have a co-op, and there are no career fairs, so it's basically LinkedIn. So you have to keep networking whenever you come over here.
Yeah, got it. So you said that there's no option for a co-op, but then you can, in any semester, you can work with any industry.
Yes, definitely. They won't mind.
Okay, they won't mind, but it wouldn't count towards your degree requirements or anything.
Yeah, so basically after that, if let's say you got a job in a software company in the summer, then you can work with them part-time, like over the span of 16 months. They won't mind. It all depends on you guys. And after you graduate, they might hire you. So it's basically you have to score using LinkedIn.
Got it.
Yeah.
So for full-time roles, do you know any alumni who's been to companies? I mean, you might have networked with people who've already studied here.
Yeah.
Where do you believe do they get jobs, and what's the average pay one should expect studying ME in computer engineering from this university?
So I did network with few people, and a few of my friends which I network with, they work in more towards the project management side, which is also a part of this area, and a few of them work as a software engineer, full-time software engineer. So if you work as a software engineer graduating from here, then your pay can start from around a $5,000 to $10,000 bonus and signing bonus, and after that it should be around 110 to 120K for starters.
Got it.
And if for the project management side, it's a bit higher, starting from 140 to 150K.
Got it. And how easy is it to find a job? I mean, the current situation is really bad, but then do most people get paid well, and do they get jobs into the market?
So it's not that easy because the market is down over here. Now people are not hiring extensively. It takes a bit of time to get into the industry, but I always think that you should be at the right place at the right time. Extensively applying to number of job posting, cold emails, reaching out to the recruiters can definitely help you to land a job soon.
And also when you graduate, I believe the market will be much better than what it is.
And if you move over to Toronto or British Columbia, then it's more easy.
Got it.
Yeah.
So coming to the city, how is the community mix, the atmosphere? What's the percentage of people from different countries in your class?
So there are a lot of people from different countries. Basically, every single part of the world, we have people over here. And the number of students are immense over here. Like, you can always see that the university is full of students. And talking about the weather, it's really pleasant right now because the summer has already started and we have been waiting for it. It's our first time winter and summer. Winter was a bit harsh whenever you land over here because it's your first time. So it's better to take precautions before coming over here. And after that, summer is more or less the same, because if you live in India, or like for Indian students, it shouldn't be too harsh.
Yeah. And other than that, is the town, is it a college town, or it's more like a city where there's a lot of hustle bustle? And
No, it's a quiet town. There's not a lot of hustle bustle. The transit, like the transportation and everything, is simple. There's a bus to every single corner of the city, and for the university students as well as there's a Conestoga campus over here. For
Yeah,
them too, you get a student pass. So basically, your transportation is free.
got it.
Yeah.
So, since January, it's been around 5-6 months that you've been here. So, did you have any good or bad times at Guelph and something? I mean, you might have transitioned. There are a lot of changes Indian students face.
Yeah.
So, are there any experiences that you want to share?
So I think for me, I'm more of a person who likes his own private space. So my good times will be moving here with a lot of people, living in a house, like basically sleeping with 4 people in a room. I never wanted that, but I chose to do that because I wanted a feeling of, so-called hostel over here, and it turned out to be great. We enjoy a lot. We party, we cook together, we go out, we go for swimming, we go out for a workout. So the city is huge. You can enjoy your time over here, definitely.
That's great.
Yeah.
Are there any suggestions for young aspirants who are looking to come into this university and this course in particular?
The only message I have is that make sure you apply as soon as it's possible. Like if the closing date for September is June, then don't wait for that. Apply as soon as you can, because the universities take a lot of time to revert back, and it can be a lot of pressure on you. Because for me, I applied really late, and I was in too much trouble because I wanted to pay the fees, like in order to confirm my seat for other university, but I was also waiting for Guelph, and it was like a 4-day window where I got into this university. So apply as soon as you can, and if you are in a hurry, then you can mail them a couple of times. They will definitely revert you back.
Okay.
So don't wait for your giving up for your giving your IELTS and other process. Do it as fast as you can.
For sure. I think when people are in their undergrad and they are a bit free between semesters, they can give these exams because they're very forward.
Yeah, that's easy. Yeah.
Yeah. And then when you apply, it's always good to apply as early because
Yeah.
there are a lot of opportunities. Some colleges also give out scholarships to
Yeah, they do.
apply early.
Yeah. And applying early, what happens is, so I wasn't aware that it is on first come first serve basis. Even though people in India, they tell you that it's not, it is. So if you were one of the top 10 applicants into the course, because they start reviewing instantly, they get more than 20,000 applications. Waterloo has a seat of 120 people for this course, and one of my sources told me that there were more than 22,000 applications for a span of 4 months. They have to review all of them. So it's better to apply as soon as you can. Then you'll hear from them early. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
It was great talking to you today, Ugam. I hope you have a nice day.
You too. Thank you.